right, I think we should be live now. Let's just double check. Hey guys, hopefully you guys could hear me. Which phone is that? Okay. Oh, okay. So, all right. Let me know if you guys could hear me. Hey guys, and welcome. Perfect. All right, so in this live stream, we're going to cover quite a bit, I guess. So I made a quick list here so I don't forget and I don't get sidetracked. We're going to be covering the FPV-Link WInners, and we're also going to talk slightly about AskFPV's new tip system, where people could actually tip you if you help them. And we're also going to be talking about Meshflight and the new Shark Byte system also, and the new DJI system. So there's rumors that they're going to be releasing a new system. I'll try to figure that out within the next couple days with the people I know there that know a couple people that work there. So we'll see what we could figure out. All right. So I'm just make sure everything's running. And we'll also open the Discord in a bit. You could join it now, and I'll open it in a bit, and you guys could chat with me, talk with me on voice chat here. So yeah. Hi, Nevanith. Hello. Hey, everybody. So if anybody doesn't know this, I've released a social media platform just dedicated for FPV pilots or FPV people. And I'm trying to host as many competitions as possible to give back. And this is at the same time supposed to be a platform where it's going to have its own dedicated marketplace, which it already does. You could also grow your following here. That's the whole idea here. And it's just a place where we just make a really nice community for each other right there. So if you don't know that, it's called FPVLink.app. All right. So just wait for the stream to warm up a little bit and see how many viewers. We have 1,000 viewers right now, which is really awesome. Mine is like 970. All right. All right, so let's do this. So first of all, we're going to check the Hollywood trick shot competition here. And let's go ahead and do that together. So if you missed out, I tried to do a trick shot competition, but I guess some people misunderstood it in the beginning. It's kind of like you do a 6-shot and you just edit it like a small edit where it's like maybe a 10-second video or something like that. But then people got the idea and started to post their videos here. There's some awesome lucky misses here, and there's going to be some awesome really nice shots as well. I haven't seen all of them just yet, and I guess we'll go ahead and watch a couple of them together, and we might decide who's the winner. So, but we'll just wait a little bit for that until the stream kind of picks up. And meanwhile, let's talk about Meshflight. So what's the status of Meshflight? Well, right now, Meshflight is, I will be releasing tutorials on how to train your own AI. Now, I highly recommend you learn how to install it. Neuroflight has a very good, decent video that shows you how to install it and kind of prepare everything. So I'm going to kind of just take it after that part. So that's what we're going to do. I'm teaching you how to get the values for, or how to create a reward system, how to get the values for each axis, and I'll try to make it as simple as possible. And then basically you'll end up researching on your own, and it'll get pretty interesting. So I'll probably even show you how to do multi-threading, so you can run more than one simulator at one time. So, you know, the time that it takes you to train in an hour will be reduced by, like, depending on how many cores you have, not by threads, by cores. So for example, like an AMD Ryzen 3600 is 6 cores, but 12 threads. So I'd highly recommend you would like run 5 simulated environments because it's running off CPU. So we have people going off in the chat that I guess I could put on timeout. So I put them on timeout. Daniel, I'm sorry I had to put you on timeout just slightly. And Naveen, just chillax a bit. Hi, everybody. Can I change my entry? No, it's too late to change any entries. Michael, thank you. All right. So yeah, Meshflight tutorials will be upcoming. I'm going to try to do it towards the end of this month. Right now, I'm backed up with a couple things that I need to finish first. And also, while we're at it, AskFPV is going to get a huge update very soon. And if you don't know what AskFPV is, let's go ahead and show you really quickly. So we're just going to drop that up here. So AskFPV is basically an application where you go, and if you have any questions or you have any suggestions, you go there and you ask, and people like really immediately go ahead and answer. As you can tell, this is AskFPV right now. So we have this guy not too long ago just asked, what is the best full-size FPV camera? I want to upgrade my HX1177. Thank you. And you can see how quickly people start answering here. And so this app is just if you have questions or you want to go help other people out. I also give out free stuff to the people that help the most. I could currently see that in the back end, but you can only see your stats currently. But later on, I'll have a really nice statistic layout for who's helping the most, who's answered the most people, and it's just a way to give back, really. But the big update with this, what I'm planning on doing, is if we take a closer look here, and you see the answers here, the answers below it, I'm going to add a tip system. It's very simple. It's basically a link that said you could tip the guy that helped you. You could give him $1, 50 cents, $10, $20, whatever it might be. So including that into the application is kind of another way to give back. Now, there is no middleman into that, so I won't be taking any cuts or anything from that. It's only straight for the person. Like, it's just a direct connection right there. You'll have to do a PayPal me link. I'll kind of do a little tutorial on that if you don't know how to do that stuff. And then you just add it into your profile, and it'll enable, and people could tip you if you really help them. But don't expect anything, but, you know, yeah, people can tip if they really like to, and if you really help someone out there. And another thing that's going to be happening also is that we are going to be, well, I am going to be releasing a chat system there to enable enable people to help each other a bit better in specific situations. And also there's going to be a really massive UI makeover, because I'll be implementing another app within this app. It's a news app, and I'm currently working on getting the companies to come and actually post their pre-prototype stuff, some information, and even some polls, what you guys want, and just everything of that nature, and also a separate section just for sales directly from these companies. So if they're really holding a sale, you can actually see, and you can constantly monitor and update it, get updated there, so you don't miss out. And it's a win-win situation for everybody currently. So that's the idea there, and I'm really hoping you guys embrace it. Currently, this app is really starting to take off, and that's really nice. And again, it has no ads, it has nothing, and it's just meant to be for the community to get people up and running. That's the main idea of this right now. So let's go ahead and look at some of the entries. I don't know if we'll really announce the winners here, because depending on how many entries there are, maybe there isn't that many, but we're just going to scroll down and see everybody here. Oh, there isn't that many. I think we can do it in this live stream. So we'll start from this one right here. I never entered. Well, I'm going to have another competition upcoming after this one. I don't know from which company just yet. Maybe Maytech, maybe HGLRC again, or maybe some other company, or maybe Emax. We'll see who would like to host a competition, basically. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm just going to check if my audio is good. Holly Brown and Drone Mesh. So this is from Ride and Fly. Okay. What just happened? Yeah, it had to happen to me. So these are going to be his lucky misses, or just some nice trick shots right there. Oh, what the hell just happened, man? That's pretty insane. All right, we'll come back down a little bit here. Thank you, Michael. He says your AskFPV app is in the way. Oh, shit. My bad. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Sorry about that. Kind of forgot about that. So I think we'll come back to this because I really didn't think about the format of this currently. Do you guys want to go ahead and play it or not? Should we continue with this right here, or should we move along to another quick topic such as the shark bite right now? Play it. Okay, play it. Yashin EV300Os or Sky Zone. I have the Sky Zones right next to me, the 04s. I still haven't flown them though. The screen is noticeably bigger. There's less, the lenses seem to be better also. The glass lens seems to be better because even though it's bigger, you get no blurriness at all, which was really nice. But again, that's subjective to every person's face, really. So with that, I really did like that. The screens are absolutely gorgeous. Still the same old software we're used to from SkyZone. Recording, the SD card recording, I still haven't tested just yet. I think there are some improvements, but don't quote me for that just yet. And it's basically an EV300O currently from First Impressions, but with bigger screens and better lenses. My Orca is always fogging up. The goggles are crazy. New stuff coming out a lot now. Yeah, usually in winter, we don't get that many new products coming out. Usually it's towards the beginning of summer, as I usually remember. It was kind of strange that now a lot of things are coming up. I remember 2 years ago, the FPV market was going really down. Then it picked back up last year. And this year, right now, we're heading into what they call slow season, FPV slow season. And it doesn't seem as bad as like 2 years ago. So there's still a lot of, views coming in. There's still a lot of companies are trying to make new stuff. So that's always good, I guess. All right. So let's see here. Is it a moving train? Yeah, it is. Maybe we shouldn't show Pablo's. I think that's a bad idea right now. I think we're going to come back to this later on. I think I really didn't think this through, actually. So we'll come back to this one later on. I think that's going to be the best. So there is some important news currently that Failsafe sent my way. BL-Heli-32 now. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about the PWM frequency that you could set into the ESCs. Now what you can do is you can actually have it be dynamic in a way. So for example, at low throttle, you could have your ESC be set to a specific PWM update frequency. And at mid throttle or high throttle, don't know exactly where how much control you have, but you're able to play with the PWM frequency now on specific throttles, which is going to be really, really interesting here. So I will be definitely downloading this update and also testing it on the noise testing setups and see what kind of things we find. Because I remember once I did test this, especially bumping up, I think to 32 kilohertz or 46, I forgot. But what I found out was that the noise, you're able to move the most aggressive noise around the throttle range. That's all I remember. And it was such a long time ago. I think about a year ago I tested that. So now this will be very interesting. And I also want to test something else. I figured out that most manufacturers might get their dead time wrong. And when you do that, that allows more noise to pass through. It also creates other issues as well, desyncs and whatnot, even ESCs catching fire. So I want to get an ESC which doesn't test really good, just decent, just okay maybe, and then start changing the firmware or just start dropping the dead time. That's through firmware. And I want to see how that tests, because theoretically you could make the ESC slightly better in a way than what it really is. So, and you could also damage it as well. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting topic that I'm actually planning on looking into, hopefully this month when I finish everything. Okay, so PWM is the protocol used for the ESC. All right. So let's go ahead and there's another thing also I wanted to talk about here. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about Byte. So I think in my last stream was when I mentioned it. I said they only have really one way to go with this. And the way was low quality HD footage, which is very similar to FPV, in order to get the lowest latency. And from seeing Joshua Bardwell's video, that's exactly what I saw. But now it makes you think twice, like what is the benefit of having this system? And the quality is somewhat comparable to a decent connection on an analog setup, at least from what I saw. So that could be kind of slightly different, maybe a little bit better. The latency seemed very good, at least from his testing. And the breakup looked really nice. And, you know, it's still too early. I don't know, because also DJI is rumored to have a new set of goggles coming out, or a new system coming out. I don't know if it's new goggles or new module. But if they do come out with a new goggle, that'd be pretty bad, I think. Because a lot of people just got invested into that. But if they come up with a new module, I think that'd be a little bit better. Like the camera module setup. I think that'd be overall be, yeah, better. But the Byte system, you know, it's going to be very difficult to have the image, if you have high quality image, be transcoded when you're getting that raw image transcoded and pushed out without having some sort of a lot of heat or a big component on board, kind of like a what do they call those, the NVIDIA Jetsons or whatever. You probably need one of those. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Hopefully I get one, but I don't think Fat Shark will send me one. I don't think they like me. So I remember one time they left a really mean comment, but yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll buy one, but I don't know. Maybe if they lend me one, that'd be awesome. We could do some oscilloscope latency testing, glass to glass, and see how it does in the bando. I really like the breakup though, because the breakup is kind of interesting. I saw that it's breaking up in lines. So I don't know what they're doing. I think maybe the way they're transcoding it in a way, it checks each line, or it's very it's pretty interesting, because it seems like what they did is simulate analog in digital. I don't know how good that is, and again, obviously I think it's still beta and stuff, and it's basically sold out. But it's very interesting to see him try to tackle this. Great job, but I don't know. I think they're gonna have to put a bit more money, because people, I think, really want good quality image and low latency. But if this system can give you noticeably better range than like a 500 milliwatt video transmitter, like a analog one, then I think they're onto something. That's what I truly believe right now. What do you guys think? Matthew says, any idea when DJI will say what it is or release? No idea, but I have a friend who knows a couple people there, and the engineering department or the research department, and I could see what I could try to figure out from that. I wrote it down here so I don't forget tomorrow to write them. You think anyone could make an Oculus 2 FPV ready? I think the latency would be terrible on that, Adams. Let's see, who else? If it's under 200, maybe. KNAS, are you talking about the Byte Frost or Shark Byte system, whatever it's called? So here I wanted to point you guys to something, because lately it's really strange, because I'm getting a lot of emails for racing frames. And I recently oh, it's right here. I got this one right here from It was just cheaper. How did it get in price? Go up in price? Oh, it was because of the warehouse. So this is a pretty insane deal in a way. Not really insane deal, but $46, you get an 80-gram 5-inch quadcopter. That's for racing. The carbon on this is absolutely insane. Like insane. Even the bridge between the two arms, I cannot even bend that. It's really that strong. So the cuts on the carbon is absolutely insane. I still haven't done the video on this yet, but it's a proper light setup. You have 20 by 20 and 30 by 30 setups, and yeah, so if anybody's looking into that, that's one of their latest stuff right here. I'll have a link to that right here if anybody wants to check that out. So we're just checking out some of the HGLRC stuff here. Brad Key. I'm not in the US, I'm in Europe. I know a lot of people think I'm in the US, but I'm not in the US. I have a few dilly frames and a few Stingy V1s. All right. So I think later on we're also going to check some of the, what is it called? Some of the new products that are being released, because I found a couple really interesting things here. Let me actually quickly find them. So if you want to just keep up with me, here's the link. This is the exact page I'm on right now. When are you planning to come to Croatia? I don't know if I will, but maybe. I don't know. I have nothing to do there. I don't know anybody there, so I don't know. So yeah, check this out. This is it's pretty expensive though. $85. This frame from Brother Hobby. So this is a 7-inch quadcopter with the camera all the way in front for your shots, and it's 24K carbon fiber. That's gonna be pretty interesting to test out. So again, it's a 7-inch, 141-gram quadcopter. Now, I don't think this is for everyone, but this will definitely have its own special use case. And it takes, look at that, that's crazy. 20 by 20, crazy B type boards, and 30 by 30 boards. That's insane. Brushless motor, 28XX series, 7-inch propeller, DJI air unit. So this one is, I'd really want to get my hands on one, because look at that. We can also still, that's really small. We can add our GoPro here, but I really don't like how the camera's just that far out. I mean, if you have a GoPro mount, there's really no need for the DJI. I mean, this is like a bit obsessive OSD to not have the propellers in shot. And the kind of, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but the bottom plate is a one piece. It's a one-piece bottom plate for everything. So, I don't know. You know, this is not meant for freestyle, Michael. This is supposed to be for somebody who's going to get a shoot, you know, who's going out to just get like some FPV shots or some slow cinematic action or something of that nature. This is the type of frame you would kind of go for, I guess. This is a new genre, so it's really difficult to say anything. I just thought it was interesting when I saw it, because it's just so different, and we haven't seen anything like that recently. There's also something else here that I noticed too. I don't know, I think it's gone now. I don't know, we'll probably come back to that in a bit. But yeah, I noticed something else that was coming out. I mean, I don't understand why you would do this, but I guess you can. You could buy these from anywhere. It's going to make a mess, look at that. If it was like a custom PCB, flex PCB that goes into the frame and sticks on the upper plate right there, and then you could pull the wires down to your flight controller, that'd be really nice. I was always thinking of doing that, but I just never got time to do that, actually. Never got time to do that. Did you ever build an 18650 pack? No, I haven't, but I was planning on buying this from HGLRC here. They have a kit here that allow you to build those. I really wanted to start getting into 18650s, and even the Tesla sized ones, which are the 21 something, I think, or 26 something. I really wanted to try those. Let's actually see if we could find it here. Let's see, I forgot where it was, probably accessories or something. They have the kit here, I saw it. They have two kits for, what do they call it? Spot welding, the 18650 packs. I lost it, but it was here somewhere. Maybe under batteries. Maybe under here. Nope, guess not. Oh, by far, I forgot to mention one thing, or maybe I've said it before. The best 6S battery for micros is the one that the HGLRC has. This is my favorite, this one right here. This is called HGLRC Kratos. I think basically they're working with Tattoo. It's probably a rebranded Tattoo. And because it performs absolutely insane. So it's a 300 milliamp 6S battery that does not sag on like a 3-inch micro. It's just crazy. I don't know where it is. I think it's not next to me right now. But it is by far one of my favorite 6S battery. The 450 also. I think I have the 450 actually, not the 300. Anyways, they're both good. They're really good 6S batteries for a micro. I'm getting paid to drive a crane and check out Drone Mesh livestream. Awesome, Brad. But they are an easy build, easy upgrade for newbie. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know that, Jeff. So they've updated the Tyro. Maybe I could try to request one, and we can see what difference there is now. Yeah, see? Thank you, GETFPV. He could confirm that those 6S micro batteries are just insane. They're really good. I mean, like, you're talking about like 8 minutes of flight time, depending on your setup. If you use the, what is it called? The micro here. Where is it? The toothpick, let's see it. It's called the Pretel or something. I called it Parrot by accident in my video. And I even named it Parrot, but it wasn't the Parrot. It's this one right here. Oh my God, this one's insane. The only drawback of this one is the propellers. If you crash and it's just vibrating like crazy and you don't know what the hell's wrong with it, if you look at the propeller's hub, you'll find a crack. And you could crack them easily even just putting on the propeller. But the efficiency, the speed, the flight time, you will just crash it before you ever finish your battery. Really, it's like way too long of flight time, like 8 to 10 minutes or something. I never ever finished flying this thing without crashing it. It was a really nice flyer, especially when you pair it up with that battery. Really awesome. I actually linked that one down below for you guys. This is my favorite and most recommended 3-inch toothpick micro ever, period. So 6S on a micro is not really hype. It's actually really good. And the motors even come down cool, which I found pretty interesting. All right. Mr. Speeve. Okay. So let's see something else. I wanted to show you guys something else if I could find it. Let's see here really quickly. All right. So the FPV-Link winners, I'll probably be announcing them tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a small dedicated video on the side for that. Today I also tested the T-Motor F90 1300 kV against the HGLRC 2807 1300 kV. And you know, in the graphs to see their efficiency, their overall output. And it's actually really interesting because on 6-inch propellers, the T-Motor looked better, depending on your type of situation. You'll see that in a couple hours. It'll be published. And then on a 7-inch propeller, the T-Motor looked better. Either way, the T-Motor was more efficient, but not by much. But it was a very interesting result because the Ecos 2807 1300 kV, when they hit around 80% throttle or 85% throttle, they just boom, they just peak up. Like the thrust just goes out of this world. So just the curve just goes like this, and then it just goes like straight up. And the T-Motors are just pretty consistent and very predictable. But again, it's really hard to really put that data in how it would perform in real life because that's all still new. And I still haven't flown in a while. I'm still waiting for the weather to clear up, and I'm also waiting for my GoPro to come back from repair because I wrecked that thing. I had one of those T-mount props crack at the hub. Difficult to spot it. Yeah, Tailspin, are you talking about the what the hell is it called? The Petrel 132. Yeah, I had that issue too. It's really hard. You just have to keep bending the propeller to kind of see it because the propellers all look perfect, but the hub will have that crack in it. And if you don't notice it, you just think it's absolutely something's wrong with it. It's a piece of crap. And then once you notice it and change out the propeller, everything's fine. So I really want to see this the BLHeli32 test code here. I want to see if they have anything on it on the thread here. Okay, understood. Let's see. Did they say anything about it? So if you just got here, BLHeli32 released an update that will allow how long ago was this? 2007. Let's go to the last thread. So yeah, they just released a new update or test code that allow you to set different PWM frequencies for your ESC at different throttle levels. And I just want to quickly read it. Failsafe pointed that out to me today, but I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't tested it. I'm planning on doing noise testing with this and see what it does. So here we have some throttle readings, but I don't know what he's doing here. Okay, this is going downward, so you're stopping the throttle here. This is 100 going to 0. But what is he testing? Noise? I haven't read it. Let's see. Okay, so he's doing putting the RPM, the MCU here. I have to test this. I want to see what it really does here. So I guess he was testing braking. Anyways, we're going to see the, I'm going to go ahead and test this software and see what it's going to do with different noise levels. If it's going to make the ESC better or how to make it better if it's bad. And should be pretty interesting. Hi, Lord. FPV. Hi, Sarah. All right. There's just advertisement on here. Have you played War Z before? Yeah, I used to play War Z a lot. It was really fun. Which one, Brad? I still test ESCs. I don't know if you've missed the latest videos. I did bring most of that stuff back. Thank you, Crossfire. Thank you, Sarah. Did I miss the DJI stuff already, by the way? We really didn't talk about much, Ariel. All it is that the rumor to have a new unit, but I don't know exactly what unit. Is it a new goggle or is it a new module that's going to be for DJI? And I mean, I think they will have something, but I don't know how soon, actually. I really hope I get my hands on a Shark Byte system because I really want to see that thing. Because I just have an idea of what they're doing. I know why they went with a run cam. I think they're just basically giving it analog and converting it to digital. And it's not really a digital camera, but I could be totally wrong there. I think they're doing something of that nature with the Shark Byte system. Because the quality, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if anybody heard that before, my previous live stream. You'd have to have a low quality in order to get low latency. Not only that, the camera also has to be inputting low quality into the transcoding module. And yeah, so that has, or else you're going to need like a big fat heat sink, maybe a water cooled module in order to compress like a 1080p signal from like a really decent sized sensor that's bringing in a lot of data. Because, you know, I remember when I used to work with really large IPTV companies, like 10,000 users, 20,000 users. You know, when we used to get hardware, you know, most of the time we ended up going to do custom stuff, like custom PC builds, basically, in order to transcode. Because what you could find on the market is like you get the raw signal from the satellite, and then when you transcode that, usually, you know, when you buy off-the-shelf stuff, sometimes they wouldn't do more than 2 channels. Sometimes they would do the whole frequency, because like on a frequency from the satellite, you could pull like, depending, like 8-7 channels or so. And you need a lot of transcoding power if you're taking in raw HD stuff, like a lot. So I want to get my hands on it. I want to see how they built the hardware to see what the hell they did there. Hello, Rex. Oh, Brad, I don't think they'll send me one, to be honest. I'm not a DJI fan. I actually hate the DJI stuff. And I'm not a Fat Shark fan either. I just say what I feel and what I use. I mean, if there's a better deal out there than it is. Actually, you know, to be honest, I am actually selling my Fat Shark HDOs. And you're like, why are you doing that? Well, because I have the SkyZone Sky 04Xs, and that's it. I think it's time to let go of my HDOs with the rapid fire, actually. That's how good the SkyZones are, you know? And the Yashin EV300Os are really good. They're really good. But the SkyZones are better. Slightly better. Not by much. I don't know if it justifies the price. I don't even know the price difference, actually. The SkyZone Sky 04s, again, have bigger screens. Basically, it's like an EV300O with a bigger, kind of noticeable bigger screen. And I think the lenses are better because you get a perfect image. There's no, at least my face, I didn't get any blurriness. With the EV300Os, I had to dial it super spot on, but that blurriness you won't even notice. But if you're nitpicking, you kind of get a little blurry in one eye. Not the whole thing, just like a specific area of it. But with the SkyZones, I didn't have any of that. But again, that's, you know, it's going to be different from case to case. At least for me, the SkyZones felt more polished, maybe, if I should say. But they're basically identical. You haven't seen it? Let me show you the SkyZone. Give me a second. So here's a SkyZone Sky 04X. I don't know if anybody released a video on it just yet. I still haven't flown it. That's why I didn't release a video. I got it like a week, not a week ago. I got it like 4 days ago, I think. So at least, you know, with the EV300Os, at least the one I got, didn't come with a carrying case, but these do. And they give you everything that you're going to need also. Oh, shit. They're going to give you everything that you're going to need also in this. SkyZone Sky 02Xs are really nice also. So they give, actually I didn't notice this. They give you this, could be for the head tracker module. They give you shitty antennas. They give you a USB-C cable because it does power off a power bank, by the way, which is really nice. And I just want to make sure I didn't screw up my stream. And they give you the AV stuff. Let's take a look at the goggles. They give you 2 faceplates. At least I got mine with a faceplate, 2 faceplates. You get a pretty wide one. You get a wide one, and you get a narrower one. So if your face kind of depending on your face, basically. So we get this. So I got the gray ones. I really didn't want the gray ones. I want the red ones. But they're nice. I mean, they're nice. It's not as shiny as you think it is, and it's not a fingerprint magnet. It's kind of matte a little. As you can see, hopefully you guys could see those. So yeah, they're nice. I mean, they're nice. It's the same kind of peripherals as the EV300Os here. And yeah, that's really it. On the side, you get the SkyZone Sky 04X. You can see that right there. EV100s, you'd rather go with the EV800D. That would probably be the best thing. And then look into a SkyZone 02 and up. Fat Sharks and stuff. Now, these, so I wrote, what is it called? SkyZone. And they're going to release a new update for their, I don't know if you guys know this, but their modules can be updated. And they're going to change the name from Fusion because TBS, or who made that one? Immersion RC, I think, was upset. Somebody was upset because of their Fusion, I think the Rapid Fire. People were upset because of the naming. So they were thinking they would want to change the name because it's using the same type of Fusion technology as they're saying. And we do have a USB-C input right here. And they're going to be releasing a new update if they haven't already, which I should get. I think I have 2 of these. So I'll keep one on the old firmware and I'll keep one on the new firmware. And I think we'll just do kind of the same. Or we'll just have both of them running at the same time and see which one records the best. But it's going to be very difficult to have like a spot on. But we kind of see if it gets rid of the multi-pathing when you're very close, which is when it's switching between 2 antennas when you're very close. It doesn't really bug me. You don't even really notice it. I haven't even noticed it, to be honest. So let's just put this back in. And it is also, I think, yeah, dual module as well, just like the EVs here. They're the same exact size, the EV300Os as well. Just again, the screen and the lens is bigger, and I think there might be, obviously the OLED driver board might be different as well. And that's really it. But I really like them, actually. I've only used them indoors, to be honest. That's why I haven't released the video yet. I'm waiting to take them out. Can you put a rapid mix in? Yes, you can. Yeah. You could put any of those modules into anything else also. X7 or X9 Lite. X9 Lite for the win, in my opinion. I think the X7 is a bit too... Fuck, why do I keep pressing that shit? Why does RC Groups have so many ads? It's crazy. All right. So, yeah. I think the X7, the QX7, is a bit too big for no reason. The X9 Lite is my main go-to currently with a multi-protocol module. I tried to switch out to that Radio King stuff. It's nice, but just really didn't feel it at the end. My EV200D burnt out the screen driver board. How old are the EV200Ds? They're really old now, no? You should try contacting Iashin, I think. Don't say that. I just ordered an EV200D. 2 years. That's pretty decent, I guess. Do you have any tips on how to crash a drone that minimizes the damage? 3D print a bunch of protectors everywhere. You should see my basher quad. I have on the arms. I have on the bottom plate. And... yeah, that really does help actually quite a lot. But all I can say only to micros is drop the throttle and don't turn on air mode. If you have like a really tiny micro and you hit a branch, because they usually those just burn out the ESC. So I try to avoid that here. Oh wow, we have 100 users watching this. That's crazy. I only thought we had like 20 the whole time. That's pretty insane. So what do you guys want to hear about? Or what do you guys want to talk about? Mine burnt out after running 2 rapid fires. Mike, that's because the rapid fire takes a lot of power. Talk more about the Byte Frost. DJI next gen, who won the competition. Pablo, I kind of like really didn't think this through. It's going to be very difficult for me to actually choose the winner here. It might be really boring for some people, but we could click some at random, I guess. We'll find just to watch, I guess we could watch a couple of them. Like this one's 14 seconds. Oh, I think I saw this one. This one's by Aerial Clone. Actually, this one was a nice one, I think. Check this out. Hopefully you guys get the nice stream. Barely. I think he was right on top of it right there. Let's actually do that in slow motion here. Where's speed? We'll do that like 1.5. Or that's faster. Oops, I just made it faster. We'll do 75 real quick. So yeah, this one was a lucky miss here, or consider one of those lucky misses right there. That's really close. I've had that happen to me a couple times before. Let's see this one. Too long right now. This one's 12 seconds. Let's go ahead and watch this one. Oh, he put this one on my server. Oh, did you guys see that? Let's actually make that bigger. Oop. I just screwed up the whole screen. All right. Does this... Okay, so check this one out. That's just crazy. Flip right through that. That's just crazy. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice, actually. I think this might be the winner, actually, to be honest. Okay. So who was it? It was Mark. That was really nice, though. That was really, really nice. Just click that right there. Let's see. Trick is nice. All right, let's see this one. He would have wrecked it on that tree. Oh, I already saw that one, I guess. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Let's see. 4 minutes. I told you guys make them small. That's what she said. Oh, I've had that happen to me in my last video if you guys noticed it. You just let go of the throttle and hope for the best, and you just end up making it through every single tiny gap. This one was really nice. I still like that one that was right between the metal. 8 seconds. Let's see this one. I think I saw this one. Let's see. That was really close. I think we'll come back to that later. So I have an idea, guys. I want you guys to submit your raw flight footage, and I'm gonna pick one and edit it, and see if you guys like it. I think it'd be pretty interesting. I really want to take one of you guys' raw footage and edit it and try to make a really nice freestyle video from it. So I don't know what's on right now, but yeah. So I'll probably set that up in the next couple days where you guys could just send those to me, and then I'll just edit them. I'll pick maybe a couple depending, and we'll see how it goes. It'll be very interesting. And maybe you could also send me your edits, and I could critique them and give you my opinions on how to make it better, and maybe give some tips to people out there. If you guys would be interested in that. I really want to kind of change it up a little bit here and there every once in a while. And again, come join FPV-Link, guys. It's a place to it's the place to grow your following and do other stuff there also. A lot of competitions. I'm just a bit out of it right now. I didn't sleep much last night. GoPro unstabilized. Let's see. You know, depending. I mean, if you want to do the GoPro stabilized or GoPro non-stabilized, and I could do real steady, maybe I could do both. I mean, if you have 4K unstable, or just not even 4K, if you just have unstabilized footage, yeah, send that to me. If you have stabilized footage, send that to me. I'll find a place where we could actually post this stuff. Maybe I'll make a separate group for this. on FPV-Link, and you guys could post it. Actually, maybe we can do that right now real quickly. So you can go and just post the link to your Google Drive maybe. What you could do is you could just put a video of it. Yeah, just post to Google Drive and I'll just go through them. So just upload it to Google Drive and yeah, let's just see. Just call it drone mesh edits, I guess. DM edits. Send me your GoPro footage to be featured in an edit. Sounds awesome. There we go. And we'll make this as other. What do you, yeah, I think we'll make it as other. And public. I'm not going to deal with the picture right now, but I need to change the domain name. There we go. So yeah, go there, post your Google Drive footage, and I'll go through them, and I'll do an edit and upload it, and yeah, we'll just see how that goes. I told Bot Grinder the other day, I saw one of his videos where he went to Fiverr and hired FPV, or people to edit his FPV footage, and I don't know if he saw my comment. I told him, send me your footage, let me edit. I want to see what I could do with it. I think it'll be really interesting. Hey Mesh, had an idea for FPV-Link. I think it would be nice if you could add your drone setups and builds to your profile so people could check them out. Really nice. Actually, yeah, that's a really good idea. Let me write that down, actually. Right now, the thing is, I'm not really working on modifying FPV-Link that much. Right now, I'm still concentrating on the FPV Ask. Right now, I just want to implement the last two systems. I don't know if you've missed it, but I want to do the, or AskFPV, sorry. I want to implement the tipping system where people could tip you, and the chat system, so you can make little groups inside, and also the news system. The news system is basically a completely new application within itself. It's actually based on Flutter. A lot of people recommended that to me, and I think it'd be probably the best route to go. So I could be able, because usually right now I'm having to deal with Android Studio and Java, and then also Xcode and Swift on iOS, and it's a nightmare. It's really a nightmare to keep track of everything. So yeah, I think that was a bad idea. Maybe I should have looked up into some kind of a cross-platform system before I started that. But actually, I got to learn iOS because I never really tried it before until this project. So we'll just put quad setups in your profile. So figure something really nice for that. Quad setups in profile for the FPV-Link. Anyways, oh yeah, if anybody's a developer, please contact me if you guys want to help me. There's room for help everywhere, whether it's PHP, whether it's Android or Flutter, whatever the hell you use, or Xcode. Yeah, that'd be really awesome. We were talking about the FPV-Link app. Alright, what's wrong with Crossfire? Hey, it still doesn't work for me. It says app. Crossfire, did you upload? Did you update? Because I've completely fixed up the recent updates. Like I went all out on these and fixed just about like 99% of the bugs out there. There's one small bug in iOS, but no, only one person noticed it. And it's not really a big bug. It's just sometimes it takes you back to the same question, even though you picked another one. But most of the bugs are completely sorted out. Actually, let's go ahead and open the application. Take a look at this. Oh, it's right here. We'll do this. Let me just open the phone. So now we're looking at the phone screen here. This is my phone, one of the phones that I use to develop on, really. So if you guys don't know this, this is the AskFPV application here. So if we actually go to the important notice right here. So right now, Android's on version 42. So if you're having issues there, then check if you're on Android version 42. V7 on iOS. If you're iOS, you should be on version 7. So if you're reading this, obviously you're on the latest. Now, V43 and V8. This is expected, hopefully, in the middle of this month if I get some. Actually, I shouldn't have put November 6th. That's only 2 days away. That should be probably towards the end of the month is where I'm going to introduce the tip system where people could actually tip you or give you cash on PayPal for helping them out. If they choose to, it'll be like right here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see my screen. Can you actually see the pointer? No, you can't. Let me see how I can do this really quickly. Oh, nice. You can see that. So it would be right here. So somebody could click, you know, if you answered really nicely or something, or you wanted to help them, click here and it'll just open you and direct you to his PayPal link. Preferably if you set up a PayPal me link, so you can kind of do that through the PayPal website. If you check it out, it's just like you just set that up and people could just quickly PayPal you there. I think it'll be very useful. And also we're going to do the chat system where you could do groups and stuff. So you'll be able to do groups there. And this I'm going to completely redesign later on. I really don't like the layout. But as of right now, it's functional. It's kind of easy to understand and people are getting help. So that's the main thing. I don't want to play with the UI too much just yet. One thing that I want to do is the news system is going to be absolutely insane here. So you really can't do the news system just yet. It's going to be within this application. So yeah, I really can't wait to do that. Let's actually see some people who have problems. And let's get your guys' feedback. Which is better, FETEC KISS V2 or Flight 1 H7? Does anybody know the answer to that? I've never used either. Why is he going Flight 1? Let's just say, why not Beta Flight? Why not Beta? What kind of keyboard is this? Okay. Why not Beta Flight? Why bot Beta Flight? There we go. All right. We'll just post that there. MBQ. I ordered both. Thank you, Retzel. Let's see. Brad Key. App works fine for me. Is anyone running Betaflight and iNav on a Raspberry Pi? I think you can. I'm just thinking about this really quickly. Well, I know you could export the STL file for both of those. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, iNav, I think you could do that also. And basically run it into Gazebo. And I think, I don't know actually. I never really tried that. But theoretically, there should be a way. But it's going to be very difficult actually. I don't think you can run Betaflight actually on Raspberry Pi. Why would you do that when you think about it? So why don't you just get the flight controller, stick it in there, and so what do you need from the quadcopter on the Raspberry Pi? You could put the GPS on that, and what you can do is output an S-bus signal from one of the GPIOs into the flight controller, and your Raspberry Pi is basically controlling it. And you could do like a Python interface that, you know, does that, and I think that would just make it really easy, no? Like, supposed to help with lag. I mean, you know, H7 has AI. H7 doesn't have AI. Who told you AI? Doesn't have AI. Nowhere near close to AI. Are you talking about the Flight 1? There's no AI in there. It's just filtering. It's like a moving average filter in a way, as far as I understand. To be as a ROS. Like an AI drone. Hold on. Was it you, Mohammed, who said that about the Raspberry Pi? Who said that earlier? Because you can import the STL files into Gazebo, if that's what you want. I think Gazebo, yeah, was it Gazebo? Yeah, it was Gazebo. And you could use the actual flight controller to control the quadcopter inside the simulator. Yeah, but what is the AI gonna do? Like, what are they developing for the H7? Let's look this up really quickly. Was it Flight 1 who has the H7? Let's see this. H7 AI. Who's doing it? Flight 1, yeah? Oh, no, then. Let's see. H7 AI Flight 1. I think they got a lot of shit the other day for that, for bullshitting that. But I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Revolutionary filtering. AI filtering. Okay, what are they using? Let's see. I'll bring the post right here in a second. I'm just really curious to see this. So let's see this. From filters to tuning. That's really vague, like really vague, like really vague, like what's in there? You know, you could put an AI with 3 neurons in there that says good, bad, and it doesn't do anything. You could say you have an AI in there. Really easy. I'm just trying to see. I'm really curious to know, but they really don't say. What do they say about it? I have to check this out, actually. But the AI in there, theoretically, is not doing anything for your quadcopter. Maybe filtering, but even then, I truly doubt it, that it's doing any filtering, really. It's doing something, maybe. I could tell you it's not dynamically adjusting the PIDs. I'm pretty confident in that. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying from my experience and from what I've known. From my experience, the answer to get the perfect flying quadcopter is LSTM, long short-term memory. If you're able to compact that into a really small payload that fits into the microcontroller, then you got yourself a winner. But it's easier said than done, really. I've already tried. I've gotten one to work with LSTM, but the problem there is you basically give it short-term memory in a way. The problem there is the neuron, the file is huge, like really big. So a really efficient implementation is going to have to be kind of, in a way, written from scratch. And it's going to need a lot of time. But you can probably get it, like you get a proper AI flying, beta flight maybe, on a pretty strong board. I don't know, I wouldn't say Raspberry Pi maybe kind of like a NVIDIA Jetson maybe, one of those little NVIDIA, what are they called, micro PCs or whatever the hell they're called. One of those probably run that just fine. So yeah, but the AI project is coming. I'm hoping in December is when I really start working on it, because right now I really want to finish AskFPV, make sure the community is well taken care of, and then I could really just sit back, relax, and do the tutorials, and hopefully some of you out there will be able to make your own AIs better than the ones that are currently in the market. That's the goal. I'll do the tutorials, I'll give you everything I know, and then the rest is up to you, and I'll still continue work on my stuff. Happy birthday, Speeve. My birthday was last month, actually, the 14th. Nobody said happy birthday, because nobody knows. Let's see. I know you can only do 5-minute videos, but on one change you can do multiple of those, right? I don't have to charge the thing before every flight, right? No, you 3-minute flights basically, and you do have to charge it if you're talking about a quadcopter. Thank you, Failsafe. Oh, you're here. So we'll open the mic up. So we're gonna open up Discord right now. So if anybody wants to join, I think it's actually full. We could increase that slightly here. Just give me a second. We'll make it 10 users, save changes. Okay, so if anybody wants to join the Discord, by the way, come join it. It is open. The link is down below. Everybody has their mic muted currently. There might be some echoes because these headphones are connected to the microphone. So I don't have headphones to give me the feed from the Discord, so you might kind of hear that through the speakers, but I'll try to balance it out through the stream. Last stream I actually noticed that, and yeah, after I finished the stream I noticed that, and it is kind of annoying, and I felt bad for you guys that were watching last time.
Hey.
Hey, Speeve. Failsafe, are you on there?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, just been out flying. Been really fun. Filming the sunset.
Thank you, Gonchalox Box. I'm really happy that it's actually useful for you. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the chats here, guys. So I'm planning on, again, making AskFPV better in later updates. So those will slowly, hopefully you can make some cash from it in a way. So hopefully, in a way. So what do you guys that's on the Discord right now think of the Shark Bite or Byte Frost or whatever the hell it's called? They've changed the name so many times.
I actually pretty much disappointed of it. I thought it's gonna be like completely digital, like the DJI. But
You can't expect that, especially if you want low latency.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's better or something. Just expected something else.
I saw the early flight footage from it, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting a lot. To be honest, like with the footage I saw, like it didn't last. It's not the best quality, but then again, you can't really expect that. But also the range as well, the breakup on it, it did break up, and it wasn't even really that far. So yeah.
You know, I think Byte Frost has a chance if it gets better range than analog. That's where it really, and it gets better penetration. That's where it really would be stronger. I could live with the current quality. I don't have a problem with it. Low latency, great penetration, and distance. I'm happy. I think that would be, that'll make it win basically, or I think that'll make a lot of people want it. But in terms of quality, if you're looking for HD, like real HD or full HD or ready HD, whatever, 720p HD, then you're gonna have to go with the DJI. But I don't know what the hell DJI is working on their second model, because honestly, when you fly the DJI and you watch the recordings, I expect it to look better. But you know, if I'm able to fit a GoPro on a quadcopter that has a full-fledged DJI module, I would not use the recorded SD card from the DJI module, because it's just like one of those other Chinese like a good Chinese camera. It's not to the level of the DJI drones. It's just nice. That's it. Like, it's usable, it's nice, but nothing that is like, wow. I mean, if it had somewhat of quality of a little bit kind of like a GoPro in a way, just a little bit like it, then I think you would have had a big winner. But it's not that good of a quality, even from the recorded SD card. I just never found it very useful, and the latency kills me like really bad, especially where I fly.
See, I don't know. Like, sure it's not just you with the latency issues and that, because all the people I speak to and that, they're all raving about it, saying, "Oh, it's really, really good." And you know, they do some tight proximity stuff.
Like what? How tight of a proximity? Like how tight of a proximity? That's the thing. Because you could be flying through a forest between trees, and they could call that tight proximity, but actually it'll be fine in that perspective. But when every little throttle counts, like you're going through a gap and you really have to watch your throttle as you're going through it, that's where it'll really throw you off. I mean, the main thing for me is I constantly keep crashing with it because I misjudge everything. And if you look at Mr. Steely's video, you can see how he tells you, like, sometimes he overshoots his roll because he's so tuned in with his quadcopter on that. You know, he uses the same stuff over and over and over again. And, you know, it's a small thing, but depending on, that's why racers don't use it, for example. I haven't seen any racer use it, is because the latency does really affect your flying, especially at something very precise. But the overall average flyer who's going to fly in the park, it's absolutely gorgeous. You're not going to have any issues there. But once you go to the next level or some other level where it needs real static latency and low latency, you will tend to feel the difference. That's how I see it. You know, I'm not saying it's really bad latency. I'm just saying in specific scenarios, it's pretty bad for me.
Yeah, suit me.
But for most people, I'm pretty sure it's going to be just fine, especially flying in the park between trees.
Oh, hey, Vitroid.
Yeah.
Hey, Vitroid, you made it to the Discord.
Yeah, I just got back from the outside.
Nice.
Walk.
Hey, I'm new to FPV. I want to go buy new goggles. For now, I want to enjoy microquads, knowing that microquads have crappy camera. What goggles do you suggest? Skyzone Sky 02C is fine. If you could afford an 03 or a EV300Os. Those are all good. Anything above a SkyZone Sky02, you're gonna be fine. Those are really great. What micro are you looking into getting? Best lightweight action camera for sub 250, 3-inch. I would go with a run cam, actually. Run cam split. Those are my favorite split cameras.
Yeah, like either that or just strip down in a GoPro, make it naked.
Or maybe an Insta360 Go.
Oh, those are terrible.
Oh yeah,
Those are
forgot
really
about
terrible.
Invested.
I mean, in
Why?
my view, the quality is absolutely terrible. It looks like upscaled 720p. DIY goggles for the new digital Fat Shark. Just get a screen. Run cam split for the win. Yeah, run cam splits are really good. The hybrid, I don't think I really tested the quality on it, but all I know is the run cam split 3 is my favorite, and I just got the 4 like 3 weeks ago. I forgot to put it on a quad and actually go test it, but I really have high hopes for that one. But the run cam split 3 is just, you know, forget after YouTube. It's when you look at the raw files, when you have it after the SD card, like the Runcam Split 3 had really nice quality. And again, I haven't used the Runcam Split 4 yet, but I do have it. And I'm hoping, obviously, it should be slightly better at least. So Mike's Camping says you'll love the hybrid version. I'm pretty sure I will. But I think the latency was pretty bad also on that one. Failsafe, what are you flying right now for your goggles?
The EV800Ds.
EV800. Those are really good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Do you know when you switch? Have you ever used the normal type goggle?
No, I've never. No.
Okay.
So I started with these and I've always used them.
If you ever put,
Yeah,
for example, a
started
SkyZone or a Fat Shark 3 HD3 or HDO, one of those on your head, your flying will literally improve by at least 35%.
Yeah, like, I would say like going from the EV800, like the non-diversity one, to the SkyZone O2C, like it took a while to get used to, but like I think I do fly better now.
The SkyZone Sky O2C, that's why I said SkyZone Sky O3. The O2C have kind of smaller screens, but when you get like for example, when I converted from an Eoshine EV800 to the HD3s, I think at the time, just it's like I was blind before, and all of a sudden I could see all these gaps and I'm able to hit, and it just gives you that huge confidence and boost, and you're just able to do quite a lot more, especially when you have like a proper goggle.
Yeah, for me it's just I wouldn't go any bigger, to be honest. Like it's just fine as it is.
The Sky O2s,
Yeah.
yeah, they're fine. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying if it's slightly bigger, it does make a slight of a difference. But
Yeah, I
for
understand.
for example,
I
from the
finally got some like good antennas for them as well. Like back then I only had like the stock Eoshine Omni thing that sucked. So I got a proper patch and the lollipop for it.
Got it. So NETR FP says, I do get a lot of horizontal line interference. I can't seem to remove it though. Is it when you arm or just when the quadcopter's on? Antler FPV. Probably latency right now. Around mid throttle it's worse, and it's okay at extremes. Okay, so I don't know if you've watched my noise testing videos, and it's the same exact thing I always say. Anywhere between 60 to 80% throttle is where most noise is coming from. So it's coming from the ESCs, definitely. It's not going to be well, it's not going to be anything else really, especially when it's specific like that. It's going to be from your ESCs. So I have a couple questions for you. One, do you have a low ESR capacitor? Two, what was I going to say? Yeah, the video transmitter, is it connected to battery voltage or a regulator? And is it 5 volts or a battery voltage video transmitter?
Yeah, also with the lines, are they like white or black? Because that could differentiate the difference between like bad capacitor and lack of sufficient power.
Repeat that again.
And like depending on whether if you are getting white or black lines, it could differentiate between non-sufficient power and a bad capacitor.
Okay, you have a good point there. He says the lines are black, and why did it mark him?
Yeah,
as bad?
that should be insufficient power then.
Yeah, but you know, it comes back to my point. You understand? Because when you have high noise, what's going on? You're getting very low voltage drops and very high voltage spikes. And when that happens,
Yeah, I
that's the
understand.
noise.
Yeah, I see.
That's where the noise, especially when it's within that range. LC filters are good, but I've tested them a while ago. What I found out with them is that, okay, they might suppress the noise going to your video transmitter, but the noise, most of it is getting kind of resisted back into your other components, depending on the LC filter you're using. And that's why I always recommend a capacitor instead of an LC filter. That's one thing I really noticed with ESCs. So you want to add low ESR capacitor antler. And what ESC are you using to be exact? Oh, cap, yes. VTX included in the GETFPV stable F4. You might want to add another one there. Also, it's in the, it's this one here. The 20x20. Yeah, it's going to be noise. Because those 20x20s really don't have enough space for filtration. Look at that. There's really no filtration on that DSC. You can get the new Rush FPV filter. Let me actually see if I can find that for you. I haven't tested it, but theoretically it should be good. What is it called? BFB or something? PFP? For some reason, you can never really search Rush FPV correctly on Banggood. You see what I mean? You put Rush FPV and nothing comes up. Rush FPV. There we go. What was that board called? The power filter board thing? Do you guys remember? The Rush FPV power filter board, I think. PFB. Let's see. No, can't find it.
You mean Blade?
No, not the Blade. Now the Blade is the ESC. They also released this. What is it called? This little filter
maybe
board.
It's not in Banggood.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Or Rush PFB?
Yeah,
Power filter board?
yeah, I think that one. Rush PFB. Yeah, that one. I think I just found it also. Let's see. Yeah, here's one on GETFPV. I just found it on the other screen. Just wait for it to load. Here it is. So you could try one of these here, but I don't think you'll have enough space since obviously you're using a 20x20. So I'm guessing you're using what is it called? Small micro quadcopter. It's on back order too right now. Yeah, the PFB. There it is. What was your earlier question, Trick Zoo? Yeah, it's a 3-inch. Yeah, told you. Yeah, just add a bigger low ESR capacitor. Try to get a Rubicon or a Panasonic. So just try to get one of those. That should really fix that out for you. What is the board supposed to be? It's supposed to. I was actually supposed to test it, but I accidentally broke it. Yeah, It's just basically 2 capacitors. And what else? It had something else on the back. I think it had TVS diodes. Here, let's actually see it. Where did I put it? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and check that out. So we can see it. So it has 2 35 volts, 330 microfarad low ESR capacitors, or very low, yes, so low ESR capacitors. Has good filtering on high frequency noise. There are 3 high TVS diodes. So TVS diodes kind of absorb the high voltage spikes. So you got the high being cut off, and basically at the lower end you got that capacitor kind of filling in that gap. So it's kind of like a nice hybrid combo. I don't know how much of a difference it would really make than a 1000 microfarad low ESR capacitor, because even on like the crappiest ESC you could stick 1000 in there and it'll perform just as good as a really expensive ESC kind of. But in reality it's not that case. I mean, in terms of noise it would, and that's about it really. So we can see we have 3 TVS diodes here. We have the 2 capacitors. It's a pretty big board. You can solder it direct with the blade. However, the blade doesn't even need this. It tested so good. I was actually quite surprised, because I was like, okay, well, they sent this with it, so that means it's going to taste like test like crap. But that wasn't the case. It tested really, really good when I did the ESC noise testing. And I forgot which one I tested. Was it the 60 or the 50? I don't remember which one. But I only got one of those, and I tested that one. Mike, yeah, that's what it is. A diode? What kind of diode? Because if you do a diode, then you have voltage drop. I mean, you're not going to get the full amount of voltage in. It'll have some resistance. Yeah, I've tested Keep TV. I've tested the blades. One of those two, I don't remember. You could just put drone mesh Rush FPV blade noise test. I think it'll pop up. I recently tested. It was really good. Really good. I was actually quite surprised that it was good. I was thinking it's going to be pretty crap.
What are the benefits in buying a foldable propeller against a non-foldable one?
The propellers?
Yeah.
I've tested that the other day. The folds tend to use less current, and they also output less thrust. And that's about it. That's what I figured out, which is pretty good, actually. So you kind of get a bit more flight time, but you also won't have your top end speed. But it does help with, what is it called? With prop wash most of the time. All right, guys, I'm going to call it quits for the stream. I got to head home. It's getting pretty late now. And I have a video upcoming next, which is going to... Can you post a link for what? Here we go. Just post this link. That's talking to me. So, yeah. Yeah, I have a video upcoming in a couple hours. Maybe, yeah, about 2 hours or 1 hour. It's going to be the T-Motor F90 1300 kV versus the Emax Eco 2 1300 kV. Both of them are in the 2807 class. It's going to be pretty interesting, actually. They test really different on different propellers. And, well, that's it, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.